Hey everyone, welcome to the PEX News channel. We're going to talk about escalating Israel-Iran conflict sparks fears of wider regional war. The Middle East is once again on the brink of a broader war as hostilities between Israel and Iran continue to intensify. In the latest escalation, at least 8 Israelis have been killed and dozens more injured after a series of Iranian missile strikes struck multiple cities across Israel on Monday morning. Explosions rock Israeli cities. According to Israel's National Emergency Service, Iranian ballistic missiles targeted several key areas, including Tel Aviv and the coastal city of Haifa. In Tel Aviv, a barrage of missiles destroyed several residential buildings. On the ground, CNN's Jeremy Diamond described scenes of devastation, with rubble strewn across streets and emergency crews working frantically to rescue survivors trapped beneath collapsed structures. This is one of 4 ballistic missile impact zones in central Tel Aviv, Diamond reported. 3 buildings have been heavily damaged. Residents are trying to return to check on loved ones or salvage belongings. Meanwhile, in Haifa, a missile hit near an oil refinery, sparking fires that continue to burn. Central Israel's power grid also sustained damage in the attacks. Rising death toll on both sides. Since the beginning of Iran's retaliation campaign over the weekend, at least 23 Israelis have been killed. On the other side, Iran's Ministry of Health has reported 224 Iranian deaths as a result of sustained Israeli airstrikes since Friday. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, warned that its operations will intensify in the coming days. "We are not done," a military spokesperson said. "We will continue until Iran's ability to strike Israel is dismantled." Iran's president, however, vowed that Tehran's response would escalate in turn. "Israel knows no boundaries," he said. "They violate wherever they want under American protection. We don't seek to expand this war, but the more they escalate, the more severe our responses will become. Unfortunately, more innocent people may pay the price." Strategic objectives and regime change debate. With the military campaign expanding, questions are growing over Israel's long-term objective. Some Israeli officials suggest the goal may include regime change in Iran, or at the very least, the total dismantling of Iran's nuclear infrastructure. Israel's attacks have already struck energy infrastructure and targeted Iranian nuclear scientists operating in civilian areas. According to IDF intelligence, Iran is now using dumb missiles, unguided ballistic weapons, indicating resource strain after key air defense and missile platforms were destroyed. From the U.S. perspective, the situation is more complex. According to CNN's Kim Dozier, while Israel is pressing aggressively, the Trump administration is walking a diplomatic tightrope. Although the White House has resisted calls to target Iran's supreme leader, reportedly to preserve a diplomatic path, it has continued to provide political and military backing to Israel. "There is still some hope of keeping diplomatic channels open," Dozier said. "The U.S. believes keeping Iran's leadership intact could facilitate negotiations in the future, but that hope may underestimate the regime's pride and its unwillingness to return to the table after such attacks." Hezbollah and the regional chessboard. One key difference in this round of conflict is Israel's relative freedom to act. According to analysts, Israel's preemptive strikes against Hezbollah in Lebanon and Iranian proxies in Syria and Yemen have neutralized many of Iran's traditional retaliatory avenues. "This window may not stay open for long," Dozier added. "Israel sees this as a rare opportunity, perhaps its last, to neutralize Iran's capacity to threaten Israeli cities for years to come." Regional fallout and global reactions. Across the Arab world, public anger is growing. Even leaders traditionally at odds with Iran, like Saudi Arabia, have expressed sympathy with the Iranian people. In the Arab street, this is viewed as an unjustified assault on a Muslim nation, one regional analyst said. The U.S. distancing itself publicly from the attacks won't stop the perception that it's complicit. The risk of regional escalation is high, with both nations locked into a retaliatory spiral and major powers like the U.S. trying to balance deterrence with diplomacy. The next days and weeks could prove decisive. A war without clear end. For now, the only certainty is continued violence. Both Israel and Iran remain defiant, while civilians on both sides prepare for further suffering. As missile sirens wail and rescue efforts continue, the region and the world watch anxiously for what comes next.